Hello, everybody.
It's recording's on, so yes, this is
Okay.
yes.
It's just so weird not to be able to see myself and it's spinning. So, it doesn't feel like
right.
I'm on. But
So in
hey,
this
everybody.
particular,
Hey, everybody. Can you make a note too? Everybody can see me, right? Can people see
yep,
me there?
yep,
See you.
Okay.
good. Well, you're good. Yeah, just turn your volume down because you're loud, and
I'm too
actually,
loud.
you're too loud, and Fredly's too soft.
How is it now?
You're better. It's
okay,
awesome. Good. Just your tone your voice down. She's got to speak up.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get the volumes, and that helps when we go to edit things. That it doesn't sound like a car crash when if we all end up talking. We're more talking in sync. So that's okay. We're doing fine. So ever thought about outsourcing your dating life with Marla Martenson and Fredly? Guys,
Yee-hoo!
Guys, let me tell you, I really appreciate you ladies because you've been doing this for many years.
Many
and
you've
years. Changed many people's lives, especially men. Yeah, you've changed their lives in such a way that they're happy and fulfilled, and there's been no divorces, right?
Well,
that you know of.
It is funny because we've been doing it so long. I mean, I've been doing it like 13 years, and then Fredly's been in the industry like 18. And when I was working at the matchmaking company where we used to work together in Beverly Hills, I remember matching somebody, and then a few years later, they'd get a divorce and come back for another round, Because look, the divorce rate is what it is, and it's not going to, just because you met through a matchmaker doesn't mean that you might not get a divorce. So it'll happen anywhere. Could happen.
Because the experience was still good. The person enjoyed what they did. They enjoyed who they got matched up with, and you've made them feel exceptionally well and satisfied with the service that you gave them, because that's what they were looking forward to receiving in their eyes. They got the perfect person for 3 years, and that's what we have to recognize, because that's even part of being happy. Is that because if we can recognize that you guys bring that kind of love to the to people, and especially busy men, it's pretty powerful. It's very powerful.
Some people will just put their love life on the back burner, and you just can't do that especially if you want children, or you have a goal and have something in mind. It's easy just to stay busy doing what you're doing and not taking that step to find that perfect person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the truth there.
So, and Fredly, you have been giving advice to to men and ladies for many years. So where do you think the emphasis on, what would you advise men to do more of right now in your advice?
Well, I do believe in, hiring someone to get the job done, because the truth is our lives are so busy now. How else is it going to happen? And you just look at people and they're like, oh, I can do it myself. Really? How's that working for you? So if it's not working for you, try something different. And the truth is, we outsource everything else in our lives. Everything from, we don't do our own taxes, we don't clean our own houses, I don't do my own lawn, I don't even clean my own hot tub. I have people who do that for me. And they're even worse with that.
Yes.
So why would
I can barely hear Fredly. It's not her voice is not going to be heard on this recording.
Okay.
I can barely hear Fredly.
Maybe I don't know where the microphone is or something.
No, you got the microphone
just
on.
Speak loud.
It's the volume. You just have to speak loud. I think it's on your computer, and if you had a headset, could you put the headset on?
Hold on, I'm looking around here, seeing if I can find.
You got some earplugs. It's more about your sweet voice that comes across here on the blab. That's a big difference. Yeah, it is.
All right, if there's any other volume. Yeah, that one's all the way.
We have an interesting question. Is this like dating a millionaire?
And I said our clients are professional men. They do tend to be the affluent guys, that are too busy. They don't want to sit on Match.com or go out to a sports bar to meet a woman. So that's why they do have the means to hire us. Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I would.
She says I was married to a professional, so she was married to someone. I guess of I think of. I forget, Lisa. Just put in the chat where you. I mean, it would be cool. I mean, just to get the kind of idea of the type of person that. Oh yeah, aerospace engineer. Okay, so she was married to an aerospace engineer, and now she's obviously a widow. So yeah, very cool. Very cool. Good. Man, Marla, you've got your books. Let's go back over some of those books. Why? Yes. Yes. I've
got two here. Right, I have my two memoirs, Diary of a Beverly Hills Matchmaker and the sequel, Hearts on the Line. So if you want to read about what it's like being a matchmaker for high-end guys and, beautiful women, I've got all the stories in there. Fredly and I, whenever we're out or we're at a party or something, people will come up to us and they'll just, grab us. You got to tell me, what are your craziest stories? Tell me the most outrageous story of people you've matched up, or the funniest stories. They always want to hear the stories. And I heard that so many times that I decided to put a lot of them in a book. And it's not just stories. It reads like a novel. My life, the matchmaking, they're comedies. But they're fascinating reads too. But yeah, people do want to hear those crazy, the most outrageous. So when you read my books, they are the more outrageous stories.
So that's good, because usually the more outrageous have a great connection with people thinking out of the box. Their abilities are off the charts as far as being able to take risks. And they would take risks and being, because what you provide, you're experts at what you do, creating connection, love, appreciation, and bringing the liveliness and the love and the creation and the happiness to people, to men especially, and for the women that join up with the men. That connection and some of those stories. I mean, over the last week we're following almost 1,000 people now, and when we noticed is that I'm getting a lot of Learjet people.
Learjet people.
So Learjet people that having Learjet companies. Oh, now your voice is completely gone.
Very low. It's very low.
Nope, that's back.
Somebody, so Lisa K, she says, what about when a man meets you and then he says he's intimidated? Now, Lisa, do you want to jump on the open seat, Lisa, and tell us why he would be intimidated? No? Okay. Intimidated what? By your career, by your beauty, by your personality, by looks. They're intimidated by your looks? Huh. Well.
We have a lot of models, so that's hard to imagine.
Yeah, then I guess he's why is he not very good looking, or when they say that, what are their looks? Average, good looking? Curious. Yes, they're nice looking. Well, I don't know. I guess it's not the right guy for you. He's not going to appreciate your beauty,
If the guy makes enough money. Can you guys hear me now? Okay.
Not very well, but.
Okay. Maybe if I get closer, I'm not even sure where the microphone is. Is that better?
Just yell.
We just have to
pretend
figure
you're
out where
at a
the
Chargers game.
True.
Yeah.
True. If a guy makes enough money and if he makes more money and he's more educated, he's not going to be intimidated by the girl. I mean, looks it's not that important as far as, that's not the thing that's going to intimidate men. It's money an education that intimidates men.
So Lisa, do these guys, are they wealthy guys or are they just average or struggling financially? Because if Fredly's saying if the guys have some bucks, they're not intimidated by a beautiful woman because they think they deserve it.
Honestly, money is
average. She said average. Yeah.
Bald and fat, but if he has enough money, it's the great equalizer.
If they're short, bald, and fat, but they've got a lot of money, they think they're, George Clooney, and they deserve, Heidi Klum, right?
The pile of their wallet. Yeah.
Good point, guys. Good point,
guys.
Ladies. Thank you. Ouch.
Yeah.
Well, ladies, thank you.
Well, it's true. It's interesting because we will get a lot of men who haven't taken care of themselves. Maybe they need to lose some weight, get in shape, whatever, dress better. And they expect to meet these perfectly put together women with perfect bodies, like a model jumping out of Vogue magazine. And they expect that just because they've made some money. And it doesn't really work like that. You hear about women sometimes going out with guys just for the money, but generally women are like men. They want to be attracted to, they want to be attracted to the man. If they're taking care of themselves, they want the man to do the same. So it's kind of, it's a double standard there, and not really fair.
So etiquette. So is there a lot of etiquette with that goes on within training a man to approach a woman at like dinner, or how they should be spoken to? Do you ever go into that conversation with them?
Well, I mean, they don't have to approach the women because we set them up. So all they have to do is show up on the date. But they might need some coaching if they're not, even you'd be surprised, even educated men that are a little older, you'd think sometimes maybe they won't open the car door for the woman. I've had guys just, leave her. It's dark. It's like, okay, have a nice night. Goodbye. And she's like, well, I got to walk to the car alone. Now it's dark. Showing up with dirty shoes or a dirty car or late or taking calls on the phone. There's a lot of things that we'll have to coach people on. It's interesting. Maybe they haven't been dating for a while or whatever, but that's why we like to get feedback because, hey, nobody's perfect. Everybody can make some mistakes on a date. It's just not that chivalry. A lot of guys now, I have some guys recently that it's so cute because I have a woman who's dated two guys now. I had one date with each guy. They both brought her beautiful bouquet of flowers for the first date. And she says, oh, I can open a flower shop pretty soon. So she's just thrilled at what a guys don't do that much anymore. So it really gives them extra points right from the get-go.
Yeah.
Hey, Walter, jump on here and give us some ideas how it would be. Oh, you guys. Okay. No, Raphael. Oh, that's cool.
Raphael.
All right.
Can you guys hear me? I was going to say the big mistake that men, you can't hear me?
Not very well.
I can hear you not very well. Say that again now.
The biggest mistake that men make is the not offering to pay for valet because it's $5 or $10. And literally, a girl could have the best date, best conversation, romance, chemistry, everything. But if he won't offer to pay for valet, what she reads into it, he's cheap. He's not going to be generous ever. And we're talking generous of spirit. I'm not even talking about money. But they will make a judgment and the guy will lose his shot. That'll be it right there.
Yeah. Making sure she gets to her car safely and picking up that valet ticket. And it's awkward for the woman. She doesn't know what to do. Sometimes these women are struggling financially and the extra $10, it makes a difference. You'd be surprised, but it just, they feel taken care of. They feel like this man, he's taken care of everything. He's in charge. He's a gentleman. And they love that.
Yeah. Yeah. And it makes them.
So Lisa says they should simply pay and not offer.
Right, of course. Yeah. I love it when even sometimes a client will take me out to lunch. I have one client, he says, hey, let's have breakfast. And then right as soon as that valet, I pull up, he grabs the valet ticket, doesn't even let me touch it. I'll take care of that. And then he pays the check. And you just feel like, hey, you know what? It just feels great for a lady to have the man in charge with that.
Yeah. No, it's okay, Walter. It's fine.
Oh, we couldn't get on. What happened to Raphael?
Yeah, no, there was another person that just couldn't get on, not Walter.
And I'm
Walter's
still swirling. I never did get on. I mean, I can't see myself.
We can
just a blank screen.
So next time when you do, just completely reboot your computer.
Yeah, I might have too many programs. I think they're closed and they're not closed. That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can have my husband come in here.
If you reboot, it kind of clears it out.
Yeah. See, that's where my husband comes to the rescue with my technical things.
So that was something you created in your life. You wanted a husband that would be technically inept, but where you're technically challenged.
I met him in 2001, and I had just had my first computer, and it was like all infected with viruses, and I didn't know how to use it very well back then, and it was a PC and all that. And then he got me a Mac, and we're total Apple Mac people. Like, he's so good that he could go work for them if he wanted to. So he updates everything, helps my girlfriends. I said, maybe I'm going to get a side business, could be rent a husband, and I can rent him out to women who need help with their computers and stuff.
I'll hire him.
I know, I have some friends, you and a few other my girlfriends could use him, you know. They'll call and ask, and I get my friends on. I think Fredly's been on the phone with him. Some other of my girlfriends have been on the phone with him.
Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. Yeah. Well, yes, Fredly, you're just so soft spoken. We're gonna have to get a little bit of a microphone or a headset. Some of the earplugs, just so we can hear your voice, because it is soft. But if it was turned up and the volume would match ours, you wouldn't feel. You'd feel like there's an equal, an inequality going on between the three of us. That's so if you want me to talk to you afterwards, that'd be fine.
Okay.
It's getting better though, thank goodness. Yay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's
perfect.
Trying to get me on the iPad.
Get rid of that other do the iPad. This technology is more pertinent to your cell phone is better than the computer. Believe it or not.
Like you did last time.
So, Fredly, your fourth book, and where are you at with that?
With my book? Is that what you asked?
Marla or Fredly?
No. Marla.
Oh, my fifth book. I am almost done. I've probably got about 20,000 words left to go. And I'm getting 2 mock-ups of the cover. So I'm going to put both covers on Facebook and have people vote to help me decide which cover to use.
Yeah. Perfect. Well, bring it on Blab. Let's do it on Blab and try to determine what one. The next
I should have it by next week.
We'll have a bunch. Yeah, we'll take a bunch of different designs, and we'll get to choose.
Yeah, Yay. And then everybody who helps me, I can put their name in a hat, and then I can draw it, and they'll get a free copy when it comes out. How's that sound? Make it fun.
That would be really cool. That would be really cool. But Fredly, you still have a book that you're finishing too.
Mine is actually done, but it's not out yet. So it's at the publisher. Everything's done, and if I'd been prepared like Marla, I would have been able to show you. But it's called Success from the Heart, and my chapter is called It's About Love, which everything's about love, at least what's important, and and it's all about relationships and how people pattern in relationships.
Fredly's really great with the patterns. So when she speaks to a guy that's going to be a potential client, she's the one who talks to them first, because she works with the sales and contracts before she passes them over to meet a match. But she determines their patterns, because if a guy is doing the same patterns over and over, then he's sabotaging himself. And so she will identify that, so we can help him maybe break it, get him some coaching, or steer him in another direction. Mm. And she's fantastic with recognizing those patterns.
Yeah, and we all do it. 98% of us pattern. And most people, when they say, "Oh, I don't think I have a pattern," 98% of the time can show them that they do have a pattern. And once they see that pattern, then they're so much more aware. And when they go into a relationship, they'll be like, oh, am I doing that same thing again? And so they'll catch themselves. Yeah. And Marla will normally not introduce them to that same type girl that they've been dating.
Because they want to. They want to go back. It's so funny because they'll say, no, I'm done. I'm done with that. And then they keep picking visually that same hot mess that they always picked. And and we're like, you see, this is why.
The same hot mess.
Because they go for the look, maybe the stripper look or kind of, that kind of look. And those girls that generally that will do that to themselves, put the big, huge implants and put everything fake. There's some issues there. The reason she's doing this. And they usually have some problems and the relationship doesn't work. So we're like, okay, try to take it back a little bit.
So you don't put all that glamory, the glamour, like the whole plastic
when
surgery
people do that to an extreme, there's some reason there that they're not happy with themselves. They're trying to change something.
Yeah.
There's some inner work to do.
So
there's some inner work to do because they're trying to change everything outer. So there's the inner work that hasn't been completely done.
Trying to get him on iPad.
So that's what you get.
What?
You did? You're on an iPad now?
On my iPad to see if maybe the volume's better over there. So that's what I'm doing. Okay.
Oh, it will be. You'll. It's a world of difference. Even though you're soft-spoken, it's not that.
I know, I'm not
it's
that
technical.
soft-spoken. I'm really not.
You're not that soft-spoken. No. I can tell you're not.
She's a mom. She can yell.
You definitely let. You definitely make an impact. So it is important that those characteristics that you're breaking that pattern up. That is that's huge for the guy because the guy then knows, oh, now I have an opportunity to really evaluate what is within me, so I can match up with the person. First of all, it's got to resonate with inside of himself, and then on the outer side, he can attract what he really wants, and that's the interruption pattern. So whatever the cost is that you guys would ever charge to have that happen, that would be the power in that is that they get the person that has a different pattern than they've already have experienced in the past.
Definitely.
That's the juiciness, and that's the love, and that's the contrast from the life they've had before to the life they would have now.
Yeah, and the same with women who keep picking the bad boys, right? And they have to make a switch there.
Yeah, it's like women. Yeah, exactly. They're picking the bad boys, the ones that drink all the time, smoke dope.
Well, and it's funny because the women who just want that hot looking guy. They generally, those hot guys, they get disappointed at some point because those guys are having women throwing themselves at them constantly, and then they end up getting cheated on or whatever. And then by the time they come to us in their mid-30s, they're like, oh, I'm done with I don't have to have such a great looking guy. I'm done with the bad boys. I've done that, so he doesn't have to be that hot. And then when they come to us and they're in their 40s, they're like, I just want a guy who has hair and his own teeth. All right. I don't care.
You don't want missing teeth.
Like he can be short. He doesn't have to be gorgeous. Just, at least hair and teeth and I'm good to go.
So do you go into an in-depth analysis with the women?
Well, they're not our paying clients, but we do have to make the match both ways. So I do get to know the women. I meet them in person or Skype or FaceTime, and we get a bio done and talk to them and find out as much as we can. And then we like to get the feedback. So the guys we generally get to know better because I'm working with them on a weekly basis, constant, and for a year usually. And some of the women I know very well because I've been working with them a long time. And some of them maybe I've just matched once or twice. So don't know them as well. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Wow. So sometimes the women are the ones that are going on the dates, but not always getting met. They don't always get taken.
Well, they don't. They have no we're not obliged to match them because they're not paying. So they're in the database for free. And then I match them if I find a good fit both ways, but we don't have to match them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
The women are kind of the product.
Yes.
The women are the product. The men are the clients. So there are a lot more women than there are men in our database because
wow,
men happy.
Hundreds and hundreds of women in the database.
You know, staying active for girls.
And they're all
just to make sure the guys
you're really,
are happy.
really
it's
soft
all about the
for
guys
them.
and make sure they're happy. Oh gosh, I'm practically yelling, believe it or not.
Yeah, we can hardly hear you.
I know.
We'll have to fix it.
We want to get that. Yeah.
And you can on the iPad too.
You're not.
Yeah.
Your looks are absolutely phenomenal. It's the voice. The smile is great. All of it's good. So
I'm still trying to get on the iPad.
Yeah. See this is we're on the blab, but Fredly we can hardly hear. Here's my Mac man. Look, can you see?
Hi, Brett. How are you, baby?
And everybody here.
You're also a musician.
See, this is my heading. But see how I'm turning? I think all my something's open, and I don't know. How do you tell if it's not open? He's gonna fix it, so you can ask him dating questions.
You have Firefox open.
Oh, doesn't it have to be open?
How did you meet your wife? We get to ask the questions.
Yeah. He likes long hair.
There we go. You do. You like long hair?
Most men, okay. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Why, honey?
Well, I mean, they look better.
Oh, they look better.
Okay. Now, what is
see, it's spinning. That's me. Isn't that funny? Oh, and look, we can see ourselves between. That's interesting. We're just checking. And Fredly, we can't hear Fredly. Yeah.
Fredly.
Fredly.
You can bring the volume up.
She doesn't know how.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm practically yelling.
Back on.